my channel. I am your host Mohsin Ali and you are watching Global Scope News. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any update. Today's topic is very important and will affect millions of people across the world. We will talk about we will talk about the latest move by President Donald Trump and how it could change the United States politics and impact other countries. So let's begin with today's biggest political development from Washington DC. In a major victory for President Donald Trump, the United States Senate has approved a proposal to cut $9 billion from the federal budget. These cuts will mainly affect foreign aid and public broadcasting. This decision has created a big political debate inside America and around the world. Supporters of the move say it's necessary to reduce the government spending. They believe that America tax money should be used for the benefits of American citizens first. But critics argue that these cuts will hurt the poor, damage America's global image, and weaken the economies and weaken the country's soft power. Foreign aid is money that the United States government sends to other countries. It helps in building schools, providing clean water, improving healthcare, supporting allies, and responding to emergencies like natural disasters of war. America has been one of the biggest providers of foreign aid for decades. This aid helps build strong relations with other countries, especially in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. By cutting billions of foreign aid, President Trump is sending a clear message. He wants to put America first. It's a slogan he has used since his first term. The Trump administration says that many countries are getting money from the United States but are not returning any benefits. According to them, American taxpayers should not pay for the problems of the rest of the world. Trump believes that US allies must start taking more responsibility. If they want American supports, they should offer something in return. His supporters say that too much foreign aid is wasted on corrupt governments or is spent without proper results. They believe that cut is not just about saving money but about fixing a broken system. However, the other side of the story is very different. Many international organizations and former diplomats are shocked by the decision. They warn that these cuts will hurt poor communities and delay development projects. In many countries without American help, some small nations may fail into deeper poverty. Others may turn to China or Russia for support, which can change the global balance of power. Critics say that This move could reduce America's influences in the world and make it harder to build alliance in the future. Public broadcasting it also being affected. This includes popular platforms like PBS and NPR, which are trusted sources of news and education of millions of Americans. These platforms are not controlled by big corporations and they provide programs for children, rural communities, and people who can't afford cable or internet. By cutting funds to public broadcasting, many believes that the President Trump is attacking independent media. Some even say it's an effort to reduce criticism of the government as these outlets often report on government decisions a favor in a fair and balanced way. President Trump has always had a difficult relationship with the media. He has called many major news outlets fake news and has encouraged his supporters to ignore mainstream media by supporting budget cuts to public broadcasting. He is making it very clear that he does not believe in publicly funded news channels. His critics say his weakness, democracy. They argue that public access to reliable and free news is an important part of a free society. If only private media is allowed to operate, then poor communities will not have a voice and only rich owned channels will control the flow of information. The decision is in the Senate passed after a strong debate. Republicans supported the cuts, while Democrats opposed them. Some moderate voices from both sides tried to find a middle ground. But in the end, the majority supported President Trump's plan. The vote also shows that Trump still has a strong influence in Washington. Even, even after the tough election campaign and legal battles. It proves that his America First policy is not just a slogan but an active part of his government's plan. International reactions will still coming in. Some US allies are worried. Countries in Africa and South Asia that receive a large amount of aid are now wondering what will happen to their projects. Experts in global development are warning of possible increase in hunger, disease and conflict. They say that without US support, many humanitarian efforts will suffer. At the same time, other major powers like China are ready to fill the gap. China has been increasing its influence through its Belt and Road initiatives. If the United States step back, China might take a stronger position in these regions. Especially, the impact of these cuts may not be immediate inside the United States, but In the long term, losing global goodwill can affect American businesses and diplomacy. Many United States companies benefit from stable and friendly governments in foreign countries. When these countries grow with US support, they also become customers from American products. By cutting aid, the United States may lose future markets and open the door for competitors. Socially, decisions could have also divided the American public further. People who live in rural areas and depends on public broadcasting might lose access to important services. Children in poor families may lose educational programs that help them learn. Seniors who enjoy cultural and informative programs may feel ignored. On the political side, this could also become a new taking point in upcoming election. Democrats may use it to show that Trump only supports the rich and powerful, while Republican may present itself and it's a smart move to protect taxpayers. This decision also raises big questions about America's role in the world. Should America continue to lead the world by offering aid and support? Or should it focus only on its own problems? Trump believes in the second option. He wants to rebuild America by keeping resources inside the country. His opponents say leadership means responsibility and that helping others also helps America stay strong and respected. The debate is not new, but Trump's bold actions have brought it back to the central stage. The media is now waiting to see what the next step will be. President Trump is expected to sign more executive orders soon. His agenda includes immigration laws, more border control, and possibly new trade deals. Each move is likely to bring new debate and global reactions. For now, the budget cuts are the biggest headlines. They show that Trump is very serious about changing the way the United States works both at home and abroad. This situation is also being very closely watched by international agencies like the United Nations and World Health Organization. These organizations often depend on the United States. Funding to carry out their work. If the United States continues to reduce support, then these groups will face budget problems. This will affect projects like vaccination campaigns, refugee supports, and disaster recovery. Leaders of these groups have already started meeting to find new funding sources and plan for worst case scenarios. In the middle of all this, the common people are the ones who suffer the most. Whether it's a child in Africa who will not receive medicine, or a family in America who loses access to public radio. The impact is deep and personal. Politicians may argue in fancy language, but the reality is felt in villages, towns, and cities around the world. That is why it's very important for my viewers to understand the bigger picture behind these decisions. To conclude, the approval of $9 billion in budget cuts by the United States Senate marks a turning point in American politics. President Trump has shown that he wants to lead with power and make fast changes. Changes will help or harm the world is a question what time will answer. But one thing is very clear, this decision has already started a wave of reactions, discussions and consequences that will shape the future of American politics. So that's all for today's analysis. Thank you for joining me. I am Mohsin Ali from Global Scope News. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and